France is a country unlike any other. It's a place that has inspired some of the world's greatest thinkers, creators, innovators, all to do something new, something different, something brilliant. With a proud history of innovation and excellence in every pursuit imaginable, from cuisine to winemaking, from politics to philosophy, from music to art to film, from fashion to literature to sports, this list is endless. There's no doubt that France has earned its place as one of the world's most influential countries. But it doesn't exactly rest on its laurels. Rather, France continues to push boundaries and transform the way that we experience the world around us. And it does so with exuberance and joie de vivre, which makes you start to feel like you're in a storybook, and like anything is possible. Like a visit here will cultivate your creativity and fuel your passions in a way that you couldn't have imagined. So, this is a country for the senses, for exploring landscapes that have shaped history, savoring a unique lifestyle that has shaped culture, and tasting every amazing pleasure that it has to offer. So, let's get right into today's video. The top 10 must-visit places in France. TravelGoals brings you the best in travel destinations, travel tips, and accommodations around the world. Before we dive into today's video though, please hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Tap the bell icon, all that good stuff. Sorry if that was too fast for you. Moving on. Number 10. Brittany. Brittany is located on the northeastern coast of France, and it's famous for its rugged coastline, its quaint fishing villages, and its weathered seaports. This region is steeped in ancient traditions and famous for its costumed religious festivals. Brittany is also the home to several costumed religious festivals that attract visitors from around the globe. The largest of these is the Pardons de Sainte-Anne-d'Auray, which commemorates the 18th century vision of the Virgin Mary by an old, pleasant woman. The festival runs for 3 days, and there are parades and processions throughout the region. Another annual event, La Pentecôte, features elaborate dances performed by locals in striking costumes that are designed to ward off evil spirits. The local cuisine is delicious, best known for its savory buckwheat crepes and sweet dessert crepes. If you're looking for an off-the-beaten-path destination in France with lots of charm and character, history and mysticalness, full of myths and legends, then make sure to pack your walking shoes as well as your camera and check out Brittany. Number 9. Paris. Paris is a city that's been called the most beautiful in the world, and it's really not hard to see why. It's a very popular destination for those from all over the world, and it's, again, super easy to see why. It's home to over 2,000 years of art and architecture, including some of the most important buildings in all of Europe. So if you want something more modern or contemporary, then go check out the Sacré Center, a church built as a tribute to the Saint Joan of Arc. And Arc de Triomphe, a huge triumphant arc. But what about food? The food there is, as expected, incredible. You just can't leave without trying at least one crepe, or more, obviously. So what are some of the most important things to do in Paris? Well, if you're looking for something more traditional, then you could definitely visit the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous monuments in Europe, and an iconic, unmistakable symbol of Paris. This massive tower reaches nearly 1,000 feet into the sky and offers stunning views from its 3 observation decks, located at different heights around the structure. Other notable attractions within the city of Paris include the Louvre and the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. The Louvre is one of the largest museums in the world, with over 600,000 artworks on display, from paintings by Van Gogh and Monet to sculptures by Rodin. Sacré-Cœur Basilica, the church was designed by Auguste-Marie Raymond Victor Monnier and was built by Paul Abadie from 1875 to 1919. It opened in 1913, and it's considered one of the best examples of French Art Nouveau architecture in Europe. Are you looking for some of the best views of Paris? Enjoy the panoramic view from the 56th floor observation deck of the Montparnasse Tower. Europe's fastest elevator takes you to the open-air roof of this modern skyscraper for unparalleled views of the Eiffel Tower and the Invalides and other famous landmarks. At number 8, Alsace villages. Alsace is a region in eastern France near the German border, and it's been a disputed territory between the two countries for centuries, and it's easy to see why. Alsatians have kept up the country's best traditions, from hearty cuisine to beautiful scenery. Alsatian food is known for its variety of meat-based dishes and, most importantly, its wine. The region produces close to 40 different grape varieties in its 4 main varieties of wines: whites, rosés, sparkling wines, and desert wines, also known as vins d'Alsace. There are over 1,350 producers of wine in Alsace. So if you're a fan of wine tasting or amateur winemaker wannabes interested in learning more about how wine is made, you're going to be happy to know that there are many opportunities available here. The Alsace wine route is the oldest one in France. Along this route are numerous vineyards, which welcome visitors who want to learn more about their craft. It also features some incredible sights, not only vineyards, but also hills covered with sunflowers during July and August. Number 7. Biarritz. Biarritz is a famous, fashionable beach town located on the Bay of Basque country. This celebrated seaside resort has an elegant and aristocratic air. It used to be the famous destination of Empress Eugenie, wife of Napoleon III. Today, it remains a popular destination for the rich and the famous, particularly for surfers who flock to its shores from all over Europe. The town lies at the foot of the cliffs that form a natural seawall, offering protection from the Atlantic Ocean. Aquatic activities are the main attraction here, with numerous beaches and Europe's largest surf school. The beaches are also popular for sunbathing, swimming, and strolling along the Promenade des Blanches, the boardwalk. Number 6. Carcassonne. Located at the south of France on the banks of the Aude River, Carcassonne is a city that is full of history and wonder. Carcassonne is home to some of the most iconic and historic sites in France, including the Site de Carcassonne, a fortified citadel that dates back to medieval times. Its 2-kilometer wall system still intact. The Basilica of Saint-Nazaire. Alongside its twin basilica, Saint Celsus, here you'll be able to admire the impressive architecture as well as their frescoes and other collections. The Château Comtal is home to an ancient castle that dates back to 1150 AD. It was originally built by Raymond Trencavel II to protect his people from the army of Simon de Montfort. The Pont Vieux. This is an ancient bridge that was constructed at the beginning of the 13th century and crosses over the Aude River. It was built out of stone and has stood against many floods during its time. Musée des Beaux-Arts, located inside of an 18th century presbytery. This museum houses a variety of artwork covering many eras, including Roman sculptures and paintings from Carcassonne's Renaissance period. Number 5. Versailles. If you're exploring the history of France, and that's on your bucket list, you absolutely must visit the Palace of Versailles. This opulent residence was home to a French royalty for many generations. From Louis XIV to Napoleon III, it's now a museum and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The palace itself is magnificent, as are its grounds, which feature beautifully manicured gardens and fountains. There is so much to see at Versailles that you really don't want to miss a single thing. Plan your day very carefully so you can fit in all the highlights, while also allowing yourself time to stop and smell the roses along the way. You'll also have time to explore other attractions outside the Royal Palace grounds, such as La Notre's Fountains, Les Bosquets, a small wooded area with sculptures, Trianon Palace, Petit Trianon Estate, Grand Trianon Estate, Queen's Hamlet, a cluster of 18th century style cottages, which were once home to Marie Antoinette herself, and more. So if you're looking for a place unlike any other on earth, and with free entry, Versailles is it. Number 4. Aix-en-Provence. In the south of France, this is one of the most rare places that feels authentically French, and a city where you can actually imagine living. The streets are wide and lined with trendy boutiques, gorgeous fountains, and cafes where locals linger over strong coffee and pastries. Aix-en-Provence is also home to one of France's oldest universities, making it a center for academic life, among other things. This means that the students hold a lot of cultural power here. The university also offers English language classes for temporary visitors hoping to brush up on their skills or gain an inside look at French culture. The weather in Aix-en-Provence is so pleasant that people call the city of 1,000 fountains. It rains enough to keep the Verdun Gardens looking fresh here all year long, but it's never too cold to enjoy lunch outdoors at one of Provence's many famous sidewalk cafes. And the food here is also one of the many reasons that tourists flock to the region. Its cuisine is so good that it's become a significant part of the tourist experiences. This land of olive oil, veggies, and aromatic herbs is a haven for all you foodies out there. You can choose from a wide selection of eateries, from low-key cafes to fancy Michelin-starred restaurants. Number 3. Rocamadour. Over the centuries, Rocamadour has become a pilgrimage site for those following in the holy man's footsteps. Today, you can still see the Chapel of Saint Amador, which shelters the relics in the sarcophagus of Saint Amador and is said to be built on top of the saint's hermitage. The highlight of your visit to the sacred site will be climbing down a series of steps that lead to the Sanctuaire Notre-Dame de Rocamadour, which houses a statue called Black Madonna, or Our Lady of Miracles. It's carved out by an unknown artist during the 13th century. The medieval village itself is filled with must-see sights and attractions, including its castles, its royal gates, and several ancient churches. Located high up on a cliff in France's Dordogne region, also known as Lot Valley, Rocamadour is one of France's most visited sites, but it's worth putting on your itinerary and fighting off crowds to see this magnificent spot yourself. Number 2. MONT-SAINT-MICHEL. MONT-SAINT-MICHEL is a rocky tidal island and mainland commune in Normandy, France. It's located approximately 1 kilometer off the country's northwestern coast and at the mouth of the Carcassonne River near Avranches. The island has held strategic fortifications since ancient times, and since the 8th century AD, it's been the backseat of the monastery from which it draws its name. The cultural composition of the town exemplifies medieval architecture, with a silhouette that emphasizes its unique character. A historical monument since 1874, it's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. MONT-SAINT-MICHEL was used in the setting for several films like The Messenger, The Story of Joan of Arc, Kingdom of Heaven, and Lancelot du Lac. Number 1. Lyon. Vibrant, delicious, and fun, Lyon is a must-see destination for travelers of all stripes. A city in east-central France that is the third largest urban area in the country, it's located between the cities of Paris and Marseille. It's also known as the capital of Gauls, as it was founded by the Gauls in 43 BC. You will love Lyon if you're interested in sampling some exquisite local cuisine. Which you should know that Lyon is one of only 2 3-star Michelin restaurants outside of Japan, touring beautiful museums and galleries, or you could even take part in innovative cultural events. So what are your thoughts on these amazing places to visit in France? Do share them in the comments section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos like this, and we will see you in the next one.